The wedding had felt less like a celebration and more like a sentence. She stood beside him in silence, her hands trembling beneath the weight of bangles she never asked to wear. Around them, laughter echoed, but none of it reached her. Every smiling face reminded her that this wasn't love. It was punishment. A decision made by others, forced upon her without question. She didn't look at him once. That night, when the house fell quiet and the last of the guests disappeared, she sat at the edge of the bed, stiff and unmoving. Fear wrapped around her like a shadow. She had heard stories, whispers of what happened to women in marriages like these. The door creaked open. He entered slowly, as if afraid of startling her. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then, instead of coming closer, he dragged a chair to the far corner of the room and sat down. "You can sleep," he said softly. "I won't touch you." She blinked, unsure if she had heard correctly. Minutes passed. Then, in a voice barely above a whisper, he asked, "Why are you this kind?" She didn't answer. The question returned the next night. And the night after that. "Why are you this kind?" At first, she thought it was mockery. Maybe he was testing her, waiting for her to break. So she stayed quiet, guarded, expecting the gentleness to shatter at any moment. But it never did. He kept his distance. He spoke little. Yet every night that same question came, gentle, confused, almost curious. One evening she found her voice. "What do you mean?" she asked, not looking at him. He paused. "You don't hate anyone," he said. "Even now. Anyone else in your place would be angry, bitter. But you still speak softly. You still care." Her fingers tightened around the edge of her dupatta. "I learned that anger only burns the one who holds it," she said quietly. "It never changes what's already happened." Silence filled the room again, but it felt different this time. Days turned into weeks. She began to notice things, how he always made sure she ate first, how he left small things by her side without saying a word, how he never raised his voice, even when he was frustrated. One rainy afternoon, she slipped on the wet courtyard floor. Before she could steady herself, he was there, catching her. For the first time, their eyes met. There was no force in his grip, only concern. "Are you okay?" he asked, his voice tense. She nodded, but neither of them moved. Something shifted in that moment, something quiet, fragile. That night, when he asked his usual question, she surprised them both. "Why are you kind?" she asked back. He looked down, a faint smile touching his lips. "Because I know what it feels like when no one is." The answer settled deep within her. From that night on, the distance between them slowly faded. Not all at once, but in small, careful steps. A shared meal, a longer conversation, a quiet laugh. What had begun as punishment softened into something neither of them had expected. Not forced, not demanded,